what's up, guys? Out of all the matches I play in Clash Royale, you probably know that I don't like to give up. I like playing out the match and seeing where the games go. But whenever I'm playing against this deck and I'm using an Archer Queen, Bomb Tower, or something like a cannon that most people in the meta are using, I feel like the game is already over before it even starts. When you have a Royal Giant that's protected by a Monk popping off with its ability, it's literally invulnerable. Even worse than tickling your opponent's cards and doing no damage, if your opponents have projectiles, they erase themselves. And if you think you can counter a Monk or an evolved Royal Giant with other cards, they're gonna get knocked back each time the Royal Giant shoots. Fireball deletes Barbarian, so that's not really a reliable answer. And anything big like a Mega Knight, P.E.K.K.A, or Inferno Dragon will get captured by the Hunter evolution or pulled away by the Fisherman, and that's not very fair either. While this deck is played by the ranked 20 player in the world and a ton of pros in the top 200, it's my #1 nightmare. Since a lot of the best cards in the game are rendered useless against it, it wins most matchups easily. It's time to meditate while our opponents hate and we assert dominance. Massive Monk love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to make the higher for videos possible. I'm not gonna lie, this Royal Giant deck is a royal pain in the butt and actually my nightmare fuel. Whenever I play a match with a control deck and I play against this, I just want to leave the game. Literally just don't want to play Clash Royale whenever I have a cannon or an Archer Queen and then I find out that my opponent's got Monk in front of a Royal Giant that I can't seemingly hit. Super annoying because you can't snipe on top of the RG because the big fat Monk is in its way. Anyway, bro just cycled guards and he's got Hunters, so he's probably got a pretty similar deck to us. It wouldn't surprise me if he was running the same thing, but instead of skeletons, he's running guards, which also works. It's probably a better answer to Boss Bandit, but at the same time, if you do that, then you're going to be facing the ramifications of other stuff where you won't be able to cycle as quickly as you might otherwise need to. So we were able to shred his Hunter, which is always pretty good. Might be able to go in for skeletons here, so we're able to body block a little bit, and we'll see how this goes. I bet you he loses the Hunter counters, and then we might be able to go in for, I don't know, like Electro Spirit plus that to kill the guards. Oh, dang it. The Barbell rolled through fast enough. Maybe we would have been able to get a better trade. Okay, so Monk on Monk action, probably the best play that we could do. And then we might be able to go and pull his Royal Giant away using a very high Fisherman. I hope it targets the Royal Giant, but I think it might target the Monk if we're unlucky. Yeah, it targeted the wrong thing. Fortunately, he didn't block that, so should be good against this RG on the other side, pushing it so that it doesn't get damage on a concentrated lane. Also, if we're able to go in for like skeletons here and another Royal Giant, the faster cycle will 100% benefit me in a big way. So we're able to plop down the Monk ability. Fisherman's not able to do anything. We're getting a ton of damage with this Royal Giant, knocking back his Hunter, and he is becoming the hunted here. We're doing so much work. Also, the Hunter is now even to get less shotgun shells because the Fisherman helped us out and pulled pretty far away from his Hunter. All right, well, we can do this. And we can go for a Hunter up top. We should still be able to target what we want. I hope. Wait, what? You guys see that? That's one of the glitches that I don't really like with Monk when it goes against me. But, man, usually you're the benefit of getting that Monk play. But when you're playing against it, I mean, I guess in this very specific situation, this is the one time that this deck can't abuse it. Okay, we're just going to throw down a Hunter. And then, yep, he can't do anything. Well, I can't do anything. Neither of us can do anything. What a wacky, weird world we're in. We're netting nothing. Neither of us are netting anything. All right, I'm going to go in for Electro Spirit and then throw down a Hunter directly in front. I need to win this interaction. I need to win it now. All right, I'm going to block his Shotgun Shell's reflection because we're just going to cancel each other out. Look at that. It's like ping pong. Neither of our Shotgun Shells did anything. It's kind of crazy. All right, we can go for a Skeleton Surround here. Then we can go in for a Royal Giant, Barbell, Electro Spirit, and stop him from going for a good Fisherman to pull us. So if he pulls the wrong thing, then our Royal Giant will get damage and we'll win. He's going to pull the wrong thing. We just need one more hit, and then the Fireball does 300. The game is over. Let's freaking go. So, fun fact, if you play against a mirror matchup, well, the overpowered deck will always win. Because it's so broken that we're both forced to play the exact same thing. We start off the day at 8,600 in the world, and we'll see if we can push up. Hey, this guy's got a ton of 20 wins in the banner. Let's get it. So unfortunately, we're matching it to someone that's really good with a Canoneer. So we did not want to get that. That is not a Pokemon that we desired to catch today. Probably going to be a Royal Giant counter with like a building and archers, right? The chance it's not. Could also be an Expo deck. Oh, it's going to be Royal Recruits. That is so much better for me, thankfully. We are not matched into an Expo building Tesla and somehow also playing a deplorable Canoneer for us. If you guys didn't witness the Fireball plus Electro Spirit, that was spicy. I'm also gonna have to go for Skeletons on the Archer so we don't take any damage, but hey. Oh, come on! You really gonna put a bullseye on my tower like that, Archer? How dare you? So the last game was pretty nice because it was a mirror matchup, so everything was fair. This is not very fair. Bro has Canoneer. It is the best tower to kill beatdown pushes, and the Royal Giant is cowering in fear. So our strat here is a little bit more simple. Cycling the Hunter in the back, trying to get a good trade, and then maybe getting a Monk in front of the Hunter last second so we could bounce back a Barbaro and also potentially, you know, a Flying Machine. Oh, come on. I got greedy. The reason I got greedy is because I wanted the cannonball damage from the Canoneer to get bounced back on the tower. So I went for that instead of bouncing back the Barbaro. You guys let me know. Do you think that was worth the 200 damage instead of bouncing back the Barbaro? I think I made the right play, but it could have also very easily not been the right play in later situations. So we're going to pull, I think, the Piggy, and we don't activate the King Tower first. Ooh, really cool. We get to pull the Piggy, the other one. Yeah, let's go. I thought we were going to pull the right Piggy, or the left Piggy. I thought the left Piggy was closer. I don't know how this one didn't get pulled. I don't know. Cool for us, though. All right. I'm not going to go into that. That would lose me the game. If I went into the Canoneer, when we're up a little bit, it's just the instant way to throw. Easiest way to throw in Clash Royale history. We're an Electro Spirit here. And also Barbaro, but then they would start charging at me, and I don't want that to happen. That would be a bad play. I'm going to Fireball on that instantly and keep the Hunter alive so then he can't go in for Royal Hogs directly into us. And then I kind of have to play this a little bit more slow, which I don't like doing in Clash Royale. I like being fast and furious, but this deck, it operates on a different wavelength. You kind of have to earn your opportunities to go in. So we're going to do this. A little bit more hesitant. I was staring into your guys' souls, and then I realized that I can't do that out here. I was leaking a bit of elixir because of that. All right, we'll Skeletons, and then we'll Monk, and we'll pop the ability, so then we can kill the Archer and also his other stuff. Meanwhile, we'll be able to Fireball Electro Spear in the other lane. So this is probably our best possible outcome that we could have had. It might not be enough to break through, though. That's the sad thing. It might still be in his favor in this situation, but I think he kind of overcommitted and spent a bunch of elixir, so we'll see what we can do. We'll go in for a Fisherman. I think those Archers were really not the optimal play for our opponent. He's still going to get Royal Recruits down, and the Goblin Cage is going to hurt me a little bit, but not going to be terrible. We do get a hit, so that's always nice to see. I'll try to go in for like an Electro Spirit, and then I might be able to get a good Fireball down and potentially stop him from doing too much damage to the right side, because I do have another Hunter on a Fly Machine. The only bad thing about this matchup, as you guys can see, every time I go into the Canoneer, it's giving him a good trade. Maybe I can start to go for Monks, and then getting the Monk to like deal damage to the tower. I'll be able to get better trades overall, because like that's a reliable way of like getting some resource. We're able to kill Archers, get the Canoneer to fire back. I like that a little bit more than what I was getting before. So I think that putting me in the lead from that perspective with that trade is going to be the path forward to win this game. All right, we're going to Fireball here. Maybe we can Electro Spirit, see how this goes. Maybe going for a Monk again, because every time that we get a Monk down and we get the counter push and then we pop the ability, that's going to be a way of getting damage for free. Maybe not for free, but probably our best way of getting damage. Going to try to block us from crossing the bridge, but maybe? If there's a Monk, there's a way! Yo! Let's go, Clash Royale. Give me that Monk damage. Okay. Fireball value? Yes. Got to get Skeletons down here. Then I can Electro Spirit. What a crazy game. I'm not going to lie. This is not like an easy win. Whenever you match into someone with Canoneer, the matchup just gets exponentially harder for like literally no reason. All right, so we'll pop this. I want to win the battle at the bridge a little bit more decisively. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pop the ability if I can. I died, I think. Yeah. No, it's still alive. Nice. Kill the Archers. I thought it was dead because then the ability vanished. I was like, oh, I'm dead. But no, we're chilling. We're able to Fireball here. I think we're in a really good spot to plop down another Royal Giant because he's scrambling on defense. So all of his elixir is just getting deleted by the Hunter. The Hunter is just gobbling up his stuff. I can't believe we were able to net a W in the face of Canoneer and Goblin Cage. That is one of the more difficult matchups that we could have gotten. Very rarely do you have decks that are able to defiantly defeat some of the hardest counters with Canoneer into beatdown decks. But I guess this Royal Giant deck is simply an exception. Now we've made our stay at 8,200 in the world. Yo, we got a game against the Frozen banner. What the heck? There's no way. All right, I'm frozen in fear. I hate playing against Canoneer. This is just unbelievable. Sacrilegious to see Canoneer back to back. It's like, Jake, hey, you beat it once. Let's run it back and see if you're good enough to win it multiple games in a row. That's so fair, so fun, so awesome. Love it, love it, love it so much, Clash Royale. If he has cannon, then everything is okay. If bro has Inferno Tower with Canoneer, I literally don't know what to say anymore. Also, the skeletons were dropped late. That will get a hit on my tower, I think. Yeah, kind of want to drop that like slightly earlier. I was staring off into your guys' souls. I have this, you know, tendency when I'm on camera to look at the camera. When I look at the camera, he drops wall breakers. I'm like, damn, I should have dropped skeletons 1 second faster. It would have been so much easier to defend. But it is what it is. You know, it be what it be. We're going to cycle our fisherman here directly on the princess. And I think we'll figure out if he's going to have a building or not. Because whenever you have counter-pushing stuff, you generally want to take advantage of it and see what you can do. I'm going to Electro Spirit on top of this Dark Goblin. And it will not be able to kill the Dark Goblin. Oh, it does kill the Dark Goblin completely. Oh, wow. I dropped that at the right timing, the right placement, and everything. Usually, Dark Goblins just kill my Electro Spirits or Ice Spirits, but nah. Ooh, skeletons will be fast enough. This is what you want to do. You want to be fast and furious like that, not silly and stupid and slow like I was the first time. We're chilling. I still can't believe I was able to kill the Dark Goblin. That placement, I never hit correctly, so that was cool. I can also conveniently go for Barb Barrel. I can go Hunter. I have a lot of different ways of making that happen. He might not even have a building since he has Canoneer, which would be awesome for me, and I think that is probably the case here. Ooh, what we can do? I'll probably go Dark Goblin or Princess on top of the Hunter because that's what I would do. We're going to stop him from doing that by dropping the Monk and popping the ability and probably killing the Princess. If it can just shoot one more time. Yeah, it has to be a little bit closer for that to work, I guess. Monk might get a hit, though. Please. Yeah. That was a good punch. All right, we'll fish him in here. We'll definitely Fireball. I was going to say Fire Spirit. Fireball. Electro Spirit here. Go Skeletons. The Electro Spirit does soak up a Rascal shot. And we can Barb Barrel. I think with the Barb Barrel and then the Hunter, we're probably okay here. I don't think this is like the best gameplay on my end ever, but he spent all of his elixirs, so I think he might just be cooked. Like, I think he literally is just unironically cooked. How is he supposed to defend this at 0 elixir? Someone let me know! I don't think this is going to go very well for you, dude. LGN is not the leader in this game right now. He is logged out. So if you ever see someone like spastically spam all of their stuff on both sides, you can look at the game and be like, okay, they have 0 elixir. How are they supposed to defend when I have a Hunter and also a Monk that seamlessly fit in my counter push play? Because if you're defending with cards that you're going to use on your offense anyway, you just, if you're up elixir, you get those units for free, and then you place in a Royal Giant, and then they somehow have to defend like a total of 14 elixir that works extremely well synergistically together. Meaning they have to at least have 11 or 12 elixir to stop that, sometimes 10 if they're really cost effective, but that's not going to happen. This deck on counter pushes will kill you if you're down elixir. Let's go, big GU guy. Cape Fear. All right, you know what? This might be the first match that I'm not afraid. Bro doesn't have the Dagger Duchess, which is obviously good for him, but he also doesn't have the Canoneer, which is my worst fear. I hate matching into Canoneer. It's so hard. You have to be so patient, like you guys saw in the Royal Recruits game, for me to break through. I'm just going to throw down a Hunter here because it's going to be the most cost-effective way of me cycling towards the evolution is starting early, because ideally we're able to go in for Monk pushes with the Hunter as well and surprise our opponent. I kind of like dropping my Monk at the bridge when he goes in for Executioners and stuff like that. It's like knocking everything back into the tower. Look at the damage that you're doing to yourself. 300, my guy. How does that make you feel? So he's not feeling like a Spartan. Let's just leave it at that. I'm going to go in for a Barb Barrel. He's getting his parts ripped out, dude. He's getting like 600 damage there worth of value for me. I could also Electro Spirit. I think that's probably worth it, not eat the Executioner hit. And whenever we're matching to someone that's got a control deck, it's always better to go in for the Royal Giant in the back and then make a push afterwards. I wonder if he's going to have Boss Bandit or something. I'm a little bit scared, so I'm going to go for a Fisherman instead of a Hunter. Usually, I like going for Hunters, but in this specific situation, I think I want to go in for a Monk in front, expect him to go Cannon, and oh, he just lost, unless he pulls back this Monk. Is he going to pull back the Monk? Is he just dead? Okay, yeah, he pulled back the Monk. That was a smart play. That was really good. That's what I would have done too. So if he didn't do that and use Tornado and Golden Knight, he would have instantaneously lost the match because the cannon would have gotten all of its damage reflected back at it. I mean, he's still in a really bad spot. And then I could just use Skeletons and watch the Golden Knight hit nothing. So kind of a fun interaction for me, but he's not very happy. He's already saying good game. These are the matchups that we were looking for, Clash Royale. No Canoneer, no fear. I guess for this guy and his clan, but you know, we're the captain now. So I'm going to cycle RG in the back because I'm up. And then we'll be even more dominant if we can go in for a Monk. Definitely want a Barb Barrel whenever he goes in for that, because it's the best, most cost-effective way for us to kill it. I actually might be able to do this. That Electro Spirit. One thing that I think is a little bit silly is how that doesn't necessarily kill as reliably as we would want. But wonder if the cannon still targets the monk. Oh, it doesn't. Hey, you know what? You know the fun thing, bro? I can do another one. So we'll pop the ability, hurt his executioner, knock all the damage back, have the hunter work its magic, get back to another Royal Giant, plop it down before he's ready, then go and pull whatever he's going to drop with the fisherman. Meanwhile, we're at 3,000 HP and he is struggling, fighting for his life at 1,200. If the Royal Giant's on the tower, even with like a couple health, it's going to be enough for us to plop a monk down, fireball, win the game. I mean, I'm just going to see this for science to see how much damage the monk ability does. Oh, wow. It doesn't do 200. It does 195, the Princess Tower, which is quite a bit. 195 damage. Fireball does 300. So I could finish off a tower respectively from 495 damage with monk ability and fireball. And if we mix in another fireball, I can do upwards of 795 damage. As long as you can mess up your opponent with one good monk RG push, it's pretty easy to spell cycle from that point on. All right, let's see how this land works, my guy. We would definitely not like to play into someone that uses their spear goblins in such an annoying fashion. So I'm going to use skeletons to block the spear goblin damage and use the electro spirit. You always have to let one spear goblin lock on. Otherwise, the electro spirit will just die to all 3 spear goblin shots. Seriously? Are we matching into another one of these guys? All right. Well, I would love for the hunter to work its magic there, and looks pretty good. Can I maybe place a monk and an RG down? It's going to be really hard for me to pop the ability and afford everything. So I'm just going to go for a fisherman and go in for the more scummy tactic of cycling a whole bunch of extra stuff instead of going in for the big parade push. So we'll just see how this works. It wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. But I can tell you one thing. He does have to spend extra elixir on the Barbarian Barrel rushing through. So it's always good value for me. Also, identifying that he's going to end up having this deck, he probably won't get as lucky as the last guy. The last guy actually had Tornado. He had mechanisms of saving his butt. So what is this guy going to do? I go RG. I drop a monk in front of it. Can he do anything besides cannon? Can he literally do anything besides cannon? I think the game is probably just lost immediately. How is this guy expecting to defend? Is he going to meet the end? Probably. Bop it back, baby. Really good little prince, but still not good enough. I wonder. He's not even trying to drop the cannon. That's why. He's so scared. He literally can't drop his building. That's one of the weirdest interactions in Clash Royale that I simply don't agree with. Like, I don't want to play rock, paper, scissors and hope that my opponent doesn't have Monk Royal Giant when I'm running cannon. It's one of the worst feelings in the world because I genuinely just don't think you win the matchup if you're playing the cannon into this. Like, let's see. Is there anything that this guy can do? Like, I think he's playing pretty well, but will it matter when I get a monk push? He's going to try to do the same little prince shenanigans, but he's going to have cannon this time. What is he going to do? Okay, he's going to go opposite lane. He's trying to distract and distract. That was a really good evolved snowball, so that was smart as well. So it seems like this guy's got high IQ. He's a pretty smart sir. But I can cycle back to another RG. I'm going to pop the ability here. We should be able to shred the cannon, kill the little prince, drop another Royal Giant, and then the game's just over. You can't do this. I mean, you were able to use the evolved snowball as a bailout, right? That was really good. You were able to use the little prince, but like all those tactics, they fall apart after I've realized what they're doing. Like after I know what you're going to do, you can't do it a second time because I'm going to have like a fisherman to go and pull your little prince. You can't do the same thing repetitively because there's always a counterplay that I can make happen. Oh, now he's just trying to spam stuff reflexively at the river, trying to all in me and hoping it's going to work. So I can go in for a monk here, drop a bar barrel. Definitely don't want to spend any extra elixir that I don't need to. I'm going to throw down... I don't think I need to do anything else. I can just hunter this and be okay. I don't even think he can stop the monk, to be honest. I think he literally just dies to the monk. It's on the tower. It's going to do 1,000,000 damage. I don't even want a fireball. Oh, okay, I'll fireball to finish him off. It's torturous to do anything else other than that, so I'll put him out of his misery. But it's silly to watch this deck work and realize how ineffective all of your opponent's counters can be. Even if they're smart and they find the situational counter like this guy did with the evolved snowball to knock our stuff back, Even if they're intelligent and they go in for a little prince and catch you off guard, they're still going to lose the game because the absurd amount of skill that it takes to beat a matchup like this that counters you is way too high. If I'm being realistic, to beat this Royal Giant deck with a building like Cannon, you have to be 10 times better than your opponent. Having the ability to outplay a Royal Giant Monk deck at every single twist and turn, beating them in every interaction, is essentially impossible. Eventually, the Cannon will get cannibalized by itself, and you'll have no answer to the Royal Giant. Monk, punch the like button, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.